Looking at the Markets with David Modell. Welcome to Looking at the Markets with David Modell. Today is going to be a really fun episode because I'm going to be talking to a man who is redefining and transforming the transportation industry as we know it. He is Mr. Anwar Sukkari, founder and CEO of LoopShare and Loop Scooters, which if you want to check it out, because you're going to want to find out more information, you can go to loopshareltd.com as well as loopscooters.com. So Mr. Sukkari, thank you for coming on Looking at the Markets, sir.
Thank you very much for having me.
Yeah, I appreciate your time today. I know you're a busy man. So let's get right into it. My understanding is that this is a rideshare service, but it's a different kind of rideshare service. I'm curious, first of all, what does it cost to use the scooters, because it is scooter-based, and can you compare this to other forms of transportation?
Yes, we are in the micro-mobility type of transportation, and the way we charge for the rides is, as a matter of fact, charging per mile. We don't charge people, per minute. There is a time component to it, and that time component has something to do with parking. If somebody wants to continue using this scooter while going on a certain trip, so let's say you want to go from point A to point B, you want to stop over, have a cup of coffee with a friend, that's when we charge per minute. But otherwise, we charge per mile. And the reason we did that is for safety reasons. What I don't want is people hurrying as much as they can and speeding on this scooter, trying to save themselves a minute or two here to save some money and ending up in trouble. So we focused on that because one of our biggest concerns, of course, is to make sure that the ride is very safe and a lot of fun. So this is how we charge, and this is one of the things that differentiate us from everybody else. Now, you also mentioned something about are we comparable to other scooter and ride-sharing transportation options in the market? I don't think there's anything like it at this stage. The reason why I say this is that the scooter has a touch screen, a 10-point touch screen that replaces the analog dashboard. And this particular touch screen will allow you to interface with the scooter and will allow you to interface also on a variety of levels with the web, with other people, and so on and so forth. There's nothing like it in the market, to be honest with you, at this stage. It's, of course, a two-wheel scooter, but just to make sure everybody understands what kind of scooters these are, you sit on those scooters. You sit and you keep moving. It's not like the push scooters that, let's say, Bird or Lime offers in the cities of North America and elsewhere.
Right, gotcha. This is an amazing concept, and it's totally unique within the space. A scooter ride-sharing service, and I like the way that you're focusing on the miles as opposed to the time. That is safer, and so there's a really amazing safety component here. So who are you targeting as a business, and in what cities is this? Has this already been proven to be successful?
So we target, of course, commuters. And as per our experience in the market, we've noticed that students use it a lot, sales reps use it a lot, professionals like bankers, city inspectors. These are the types of users who would use it for the three main reasons. First one is time. In congested cities, it will allow them to save time. Obviously, you can use a scooter to weave through the traffic in some cities, or some cities you can't. But in general, you can use the scooter and get from point A to point B faster than you would in a car that's sitting there in a traffic jam. The second component is also, to be honest, prices. You don't pay as much as you'd pay in a taxi. You don't pay even as much as you'd pay in Uber, for sure, cheaper than Uber and taxis. It's a little bit more expensive than what you'd pay on in public transit. Of course, it's not as cost effective as public transit, but you have to remember it will take you door to door kind of thing. And the third component of is convenience. People use it for convenience. So anybody who would look at any of those advantages would basically be our client. We noticed also that the age group is mainly between 18 to 34 years of age. A lot of people in that particular age group use it, but of course others who are older than 34 use it as well. However, a lot of people in that particular age group use it. We are in several cities around the world. We have not announced many of them, to be honest with you, for competitive reasons, but we are present. And let's put it this way: we are present in a couple of places in Europe and in the Middle East, in the Far East as well. So we are present, but the presence is not big, and mostly focuses on trials. Mostly focuses on trying to understand what are the regulations in a city, what are the parking rules in a city. Trying to understand the market itself and how we should properly target it. And we're preparing ourselves for a big launch of our activities and the deployment of many scooters in several cities around the world this year. So at this stage, I would say that we should be in several cities in North America, a couple of cities in Europe, and two more in Asia, and this all is going to happen in 2019 as a minimum.
So this is a truly international company. I can imagine this is huge among millennials, among people in cities where there's not a lot of parking. It's scarce. There's a lot of traffic. You just don't have to deal with that as much with these scooters. I think it's a great concept. Now, for Loop Scooters, I know you're a publicly traded company. What exchanges do you trade on, and what are the ticker symbols, please?
So we trade on the Toronto Venture Stock Exchange. Ticker symbol is Loop, L-O-O-P. And on OTC, I think it should be soon on OTC. We are still in the process of completing certain forms and making sure everything is there. But we do have a ticker symbol. It is LPPPF, P like in Paul, and F like in father. So LPPPF.
Got it. So it's already available on the TSXV. That's the Canadian exchange. Ticker symbol LOOP, Loop, easy to remember. And look for the OTC one. That's LPPPF. When that's available, you'll be able to trade that in America, but you can already trade it on the TSXV exchange. Now, are there any competitors, really? I see this as a unique player in the space here, but are there any competitors that you know of that are enjoying success, and what makes LoopShare unique?
Okay, so the uniqueness of our offering rests on the technology that we have developed over the years. This technology that we've developed allows us to scale up quickly. It's a plug and play form of solution whereby what we could refer to people who operate our solution in a certain city as a zone operator. So a zone operator in one city will be able to purchase scooters from us, and then they're drop shipped in their country. 2-3 days after they leave customs, they can generate revenue. It's a plug and play, truly a plug and play form of solution, and this is available today. It's not like something we're still developing. We've been testing it, and it does work. So right now, we've got that scalability that differentiates us from other competitors in the market. And yes, there are competitors, but we still are unique among our competitors with the device that we have and with the vision that we have on how electric scooter sharing should be. And as I mentioned, it should be safe. It should be easy, it should be fun, and most importantly, it will allow you to, as a zone operator at least, to enjoy additional revenue streams that are not possible just by having a scooter that takes you from point A to point B and does not have that particular screen I'm talking about. So these things all differentiate us from others. Other thing which is really important is that we have ownership of the end-to-end solution. We are a company that owns its own software. We have developed it. A company that owns its own hardware, which we have developed it. We are working with a very good supplier of scooters. And this particular supplier of scooters is also publicly traded. It's one of the very few in the world that actually are. So we can talk to them. They're completely transparent and they're very supportive to us. And we vertically integrate our solution on their assembly line. Not too many companies could claim all these differences. Now, the bottom line here is because of this end-to-end solution, we have a better control on our gross margins. And this is very critical in this business because you do want to realize your return on investment in a reasonable time.
Yeah, that makes sense. Now, I'm just curious about the scooters themselves. How are they charged?
The scooters are charged just, it's basically a standard plug in the wall. Like there's nothing special. There's no adapters that are needed. And the way we charge them during our operation is by swapping the battery if the battery goes below 40% in its state of charge. And of course, we know all the state of charge of a certain fleet even in real time because of our technology. So we will know, let's say that scooter number, I don't know, 5578 is 40% and somebody is riding the scooter. The rider is alerted on the screen that we would love to, if you'd like, we could meet you at some point and we can swap the battery, or you can plug in the battery at this or that location. So we communicate quickly with the rider, and then the swapping happens. It's pretty quick. However, our scooter has a range of approximately 30 miles. So on a full charge, and in many ways, 30 miles. A typical trip will be about 3 to 4 miles. Okay, so 30 miles would last you for a whole day, and we typically charge the scooter at the end of the day. We don't we rarely really swap scooters during operational hours.
Yeah, I understand that most people, when they take trips in the cities, especially, they are short trips. They're not going that far. So one charge that should be able to last you all day easily. Now, for investors, shareholders, and once again, if people want to look into this as an investment, it's on the TSXV exchange in Canada under the ticker symbol LOOP, LOOP, and also look out for the OTC United States ticker symbol LPPPF for Loop Share Limited and Loop Scooters. Now, what can shareholders or investors expect from management?
Well, management is focused this year on showing the following. First, we would love to show that one of our operations is profitable. So this means our business model and our technology are in complete sync. And this happens, of course, because we're executing well and the operational team understands what they're doing. So one operation, I want to show that it is profitable. Second thing is, I'd like to show that our particular technology is scalable. So we will be announcing cities here and there, and we'll be announcing presence in the course of 2019. Third, we would love to show that this particular scale or scalability is global. It's not going to be in North America alone. And this also, consequently, would dictate different languages, adapting to a variety of regulations in different cities. The technology allows us to do all this. So these are the three main things I would like to be able to demonstrate this year and show to everybody.
Got it. Now, who are the people who are leading this company, and what experience do they bring to the table?
So I founded the company in mid-2010, and originally it was called Saturna Green Systems. And in 2016, we went public on the Toronto Venture Stock Exchange. We did a reverse takeover, and we branded the service as Loop, the company as LoopShare. So I founded this. I am an engineer, electrical engineer. I graduated, I got my master's degree from the University of Calgary in Alberta, Canada. And then I worked with Anderson Consulting, which is now actually Accenture. And then with Motorola, then I started a company called WebTech Wireless with a partner of mine. That went public on the main board in Toronto and was pretty successful. In 2010, I parted ways with the company to start this new one. And then my previous company was sold, I think, in 2015, and it's still, of course, operational, working in many countries around the world and pretty successful. The focus there was on fleet management and telematics, and I learned a lot of lessons there, which I applied in my company here, in our company, LoopShare. So this is my background in a quick summary. We've got also the operational side and the technical side are run by a team of people that have been working with me for the last at least years from my previous company. Very, very talented in the fields of telematics and fleet management. And to be honest, electric scooter sharing is all about that. It's about fleet management. It's about the technology that allows you to manage the fleet properly and more efficiently. So the team is heavily focused on that. On the board side, we've got a very talented corporate counsel, Olin Assen, and we've got Joel Primus, who is also an entrepreneur. He started a company that took it to NASDAQ. And we've got the managing director of a fund, Paul Shikralla. And we've got Tommy Stevenson, who is the CTO of several companies, as a matter of fact, very successful out of Seattle. So Tommy has done tons of technical work, and he's been on the boards of many companies. And all this group is really young and vibrant, and they really want this company to succeed 100%. And most recently, we also acquired the IP and the trademark of e-Scooty, which was developed and created by Ray J out of Los Angeles. And Ray J, and he's a celebrity in the United States, has a lot of passion for electric scooters and knowledge in that field. And we believe this particular acquisition is going to propel our ability to spread the word about the company, to understand the strategic positioning for how electric scooters are going to evolve in North America, and in many ways alert the public and everybody else that LoopShare is in this particular business to deploy wherever feasible fleets of electric scooters that will be shared by the public for the benefit of the public.
Sounds like there's so much potential here, an impressive team, lots of room for upside in this type of investment, in this scooter ride sharing space here. And in fact, I understand you have a big announcement, a game-changing release to announce, and this we're going to publish this after the news, and so we're all free to talk about it here. So what's the big announcement?
Well, we are. I mentioned that we will be acquiring the IP and the trademark of e-Scooty, and it is the company that was started by Ray J in Los Angeles. And this happened where the paperwork is done. We signed everything, and we should be announcing it today, as a matter of fact. So this is going to be a very important announcement for us and acquisition, and it will allow us, without doubt, to unlock a lot of value in LoopShare, and of course, more to come in due course of what kind of activities we will be involved in because of this particular acquisition.
Much more to come, in my opinion. LoopShareLTD.com and LoopShareScooters.com. I'm going to put those links in the description below this video. I want people to visit those websites to look at these awesome scooters. What a great way to get around, especially in the cities. This is going to be huge. It already is huge with millennials. We just need to get the word out. The word is getting out with this new game-changing announcement. And if you want to check out the stock, Loop on the Canadian TSX V Exchange, LPPPF, look for that on the OTC markets in the United States. Mr. Anwar Sukkari, founder and CEO, Loopshare Ltd. Thank you so much for coming on my channel. We got to have you back. We got to do an update, find out just how profitable this is going to be. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it today.
Thank you so much, David, for having me and for allowing us to basically spread the message about Loopshare and say that we are here and you're going to see more of what we can achieve in 2019 onwards.